Module 8, Empathy, Integrity, and Problem Resolution, turning challenges into opportunities for connection and trust. Welcome to Module 8 of the Sales Karma audio training with JD Sherchan. If you've followed the journey so far, you've learned how to align your energy, build momentum, and master your craft. Now we reach one of the most defining parts of any sales career: how you handle problems. Every professional, no matter how sharp or prepared, will face a moment when a customer is upset, disappointed, or frustrated. The question isn't if it happens, it's how you respond when it does. Because in those moments, real salesmanship begins. What is empathy in sales? Empathy is the ability to step into someone else's experience and understand how they feel, not just what they're saying. It's hearing the words and the emotion behind them. Empathy doesn't mean you always agree, it means you genuinely understand. When a client feels heard, their defenses drop. When they feel understood, trust returns. In sales karma, empathy is not weakness, it's a power skill. It's how you transform tension into teamwork. Joining the customer, not fighting the issue. When a client has a problem, it's easy to slip into defense mode, to protect yourself, your company, or your process. But the goal isn't to win an argument, it's to win the customer back. The best approach is to join them in the problem, not fight against them from the other side. Here's how that sounds. I completely understand how frustrating this must feel. Let's work through this together and see what options we have. You're acknowledging their frustration without making promises you can't keep. You're maintaining integrity with your employer while standing shoulder to shoulder with your client. That's leadership. That's empathy in action. Turning frustration into solutions. Every complaint hides an opportunity. When someone tells you what went wrong, they're also telling you what matters most to them. Your job is to listen deeply enough to hear both. Once you understand the emotion behind the issue, guide the conversation toward resolution. Ask questions like, if we could change one thing about this situation, what would make it right for you? Here's what I can do on my end. Would that help move things forward? The goal is not to place blame, but to find alignment. When you turn frustration into a joint mission, you transform conflict into connection. Reflection, exercise, finding the opportunity in problems. Think about one client situation you're dealing with right now, something that's challenging, delayed, or hasn't gone as planned. Write down, what's the root of their frustration? How can I show empathy and communicate that I understand? What steps can I take to move toward a win-win solution? Then ask yourself, is there another way this could be handled? Sometimes the best solution isn't about doing more. It's about seeing differently. Great professionals look at every situation from multiple perspectives: the clients, the companies, and their own. When all three align, that's when true sales karma happens. Integrity and alignment. Integrity is the bridge between empathy and trust. Your client must know that while you care about them, you also stand for your company's values. The secret is transparency. Be honest about what can and can't be done, but do it with warmth. A client who hears, "I'll do everything I can for you," from someone who truly means it, will remember you forever. Turning problems into solutions isn't damage control, it's salesmanship at its highest level. Every time you fix an issue with empathy, you're actually selling trust. Affirmations for empathy and resolution. I listen first, respond second, and always lead with empathy. Every problem is an opportunity to strengthen connection. I balance compassion for the client with loyalty to my organization. I seek win-win outcomes in every situation. My calm, integrity, and care create lifelong relationships. Closing thought. Great salespeople don't just close deals, they reopen relationships. When you face challenges with empathy, you show who you truly are. The client may forget the details of the problem, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Empathy builds bridges. Integrity keeps them strong. And together, they turn obstacles into opportunities for growth, trust, and long term success.